Every rep. I mean, Tony don't give those guys. He don't give them nothing. I mean, every rep they are competing. And when you have a guy like Gallman that is just, has such a humble work ethic to him, that doesn't take one thing for granted, that he's the starter. He comes out here every day like he's the third team guy trying to be the starter, and that sets the tempo for the whole group. And yeah, Adam Choice is doing a heck of a job. Fuller, Tyshawn, all those guys. We got 4 good guys out there right now that are competing, and then we'll add Feaster to it in the fall and have a really good group.
Have you felt the need to accelerate the learning curve with any of those DBs, given some of the injuries and stuff that's happened?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is right now we got to go at their pace. We can accelerate the learning curve, but they got to be able to get it. It doesn't matter what we know as coaches; it's what they know, and that's one of the things I was talking to staff about this morning. I'd rather pump the brakes on some installation and let's get good at what they know, and because we have to get them to it. We're not going to get them all the way ready to go play Auburn in 15 days of spring ball, but we got to bring them as far as we can get them, and really build some confidence. And so I'm pleased with where we are right now. I mean, again, it's not rocket science. I mean, it's guys taking ownership. It's guys, going above and beyond and putting some work in on their own and things like that. But it's a good group. It's a really good group. And again, the competition is what I like. Even though you got some inexperience mixed in, the competition that's going to be built throughout the spring and the summer and fall camp will produce a good group that'll be ready to play.
Since you lose Chalmers and you also lost Baker to the torn ACL, do you put Carter back in?
He'll work both. I mean,
he'll still be the same.
Yeah, he work. Carter can play. We have a lot of confidence in him. He can play the field. He can play the boundary. He can play either safety. And, we still want to, and he's working some, but we still want to come out of spring really feeling good that he's got, and he's looked very natural at safety. I mean, it's just instinctive to him. And a lot of that comes because he's played a lot of nickel, and that kind of is tied together. And then, corner is something he's obviously very comfortable with. So, he's the flip guy there. And then we'll have, Kayvon will be another guy that will kind of be a guy that we think, but mentally we'll see where he is. We got to figure out where he is mentally, and then let's get him in the best spot where he can help us this year. And if he can be that hybrid guy like Marcus Gilchrist, which is kind of what we see him as, then that'll be great. And then we hadn't lost Baker. He's just out right now. He'll be back. He's still found.
Where do you feel like this team is at in terms of meeting the expectations you set at the beginning of spring?
I'm not disappointed. I'm not. I mean, if I was disappointed, I'd tell you. But I'm not. I think we're right where we need to be. I mean, I think that these guys have really brought a sincere work ethic. The chemistry of this team has been really special from opening day of kind of mat drills and starting over. It's been really, really good. And, just a lot of ownership. I mean, and just a lot of camaraderie. And, I'm encouraged. I'm really encouraged. Not a lot of issues.
Is that unique to this season?
Well, I think that again, every year you start over, and the chemistry and the leadership is a big part of trying to get the team ready to play. And you never really know. Sometimes it takes a little longer with some teams than others. Sometimes guys don't quite take to the leadership aspect of it as quick as others. Sometimes it doesn't mesh as quick. A couple years ago we had some chemistry issues up front. But this group, man, they like each other, and I think it's come together very well. Like I said, we've had no accountability runs. I've never had that, where I haven't had one of our teams having to, run for one of their guys. It's been, and that just shows you the leadership within the team and the ownership, and the guys care about their teammate. They're not wanting to let their teammate down. And that's probably more encouraging to me than anything right now.
Is that the sort of thing that you think has begotten from the success you've had? Is it kind of trickled down from the upperclassmen from before that have moved on?
Oh yeah, there's no question. I mean, I think that again, the culture of our program, that's determines everything. That's drives everything on a daily basis for us. And When we got 22 seniors and juniors, that's all we got. So 63 freshmen and sophomores. Those guys have done an excellent job, and then the young guys that have come in here, they all came here with a very transparent process in place. They really understood what they were getting into, and so it's like, I think that's where we do a good job in recruiting, is being very thorough and making sure that guys understand who we are, what we do, how we do it, why we do it that way. And if you're coming here, you're choosing to be a part of that. And I think we got a bunch of young guys that are great leaders already. I mean, great leaders. And there's a bunch of them. Whether it's a Christian Wilkins, a Trey Lamar, a Shaq, a Dexter Lawrence, a Niles Pinckney. I mean, these guys are just good leaders right now. And I mean, they just got here. And I think that is a part of it. And then you throw in some of those sophomores, the Adam Choices, JD and Judah Davis, those type of guys. I mean, just a great group of young people.
In what ways have you seen Mark Fields grow this spring from where he was
He's
last
just
season?
more serious, very immature and playful when he got here last year. Kind of Johnny Joe Cool, and I think he had to, figure out that that you got to work, and you're not entitled to anything. And man, he's just made a decision that he wants to be a great player, number one, and I think that he's bought into what he's got to do to make that happen. And he's just more serious, more focused, and has a much better understanding of what it's going to take. And I'm really pleased with Mark. I think he can be a really good player. He has a chance to be a really, really good player. And so hopefully he'll stay the course, but so far so good.
Have you talked to Martavis any since what happened with him a few weeks ago in Pittsburgh?
I have not. Disappointing. I have not talked to his head coach, and I talked to his general manager and the team owner. I have not talked to him.
It's a big offseason for Allen. Maybe does he have a chance to make a move?
Big off. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're counting. He kind of rolled his ankle a little bit, so he's a little gimpy, but he's kind of practicing through it. But he's it's a big. He's got to come through for us. He really gives us another long athletic guy. His knowledge of the game and the position is just much better. He's a lot like Leggett. In fact, I'd say he's a little ahead of Leggett, where Leggett was at going into his sophomore year. But he's still got some work to do. But he's taking that step. And I'll be honest with you, I really saw that in bowl practice with him. I said that to the staff. I said, this kid, I think the light's starting to really come on for him, and I think he's tired of sitting on the sideline. And he's gotten serious about it as well. And another guy that had a lot to learn and just some development. We knew he was going to have to develop, but he's doing a good job.